Back's a little iffy. Sleep was horrible last night, of course, at altitude. A little windy, but yeah, peak number 1. That one's easy. All right, South Fork Trailhead. It's about 2:30 on a Wednesday. Steve, my father-in-law, was kind enough to drop me off. My car is in Angeles Oaks, and yeah, so the plan is to hike up to San Gorgonio tonight, find a place to camp, and then tomorrow I'm gonna hike the San Bernardino Divide Trail, which is a nice trail. It goes across the transverse range of the San Gorgonio Wilderness. It's really good as a backpacking trail or a really hard day hike, but there's a bunch of peaks along it. So if I'm feeling good, I should bag some peaks and provide y'all with a good beta in case you're interested in doing it yourself. So I got an overnight backpacking permit for Summit Camp, and should be a good time. I got my backpack on, and it's pretty heavy. I don't know, like 25, maybe 30 pounds. Yeah, probably closer to 25, 27. But I got food, I got fuel, I got water, I got shelter, right? I got my GoPro, and let's see if my fitness is there, right? But it's a gorgeous day. Look at all this Indian paintbrush right here. Voila. Right? Super green. It's like 80 something degrees down in Yucaipa, but it's probably about 70 here. Really nice in the wind. So, yeah, buddy. Look at all this manzanita, right? So green. Whew. More flowers. Woo-wee. It's gonna be a good one. Beautiful day. What a day for a hike. And definitely we're at altitude, so I'm feeling it. And then recently I've been getting this plantar fasciitis stuff going on my right foot. It happened after I had the baby, and I carried him in the front up a mountain, and definitely my foot didn't like it, flared up. So now I'm getting old. I know what Sarah has to go through. Ooh, look at that group of people in front of me. Oh, what a good day to be out here. You know, you could be at a desk, you know, punching the clock, or you could be out here punching some dirt. Yeah, buddy. All right, so a little update. Just let me give you an itinerary. So the plan is start at South Fork, right? I left my car at San Bernardino Trailhead. So hike up with the backpack, up South Fork past Dry Lake, up the Sky High Trail. I think that's what it's called. Backside of San Gorgonio. Summit San Gorgonio. If I'm good on time, I might cross country to grab Bighorn Peak and Dragon's Peak, or Dragon's Head. Really good peaks. And then cross country up to San Gorgonio. That's if I have time. And then hit San Gorgonio by sunset. And then try to camp at the top. Going from a little above sea level to 11,000 feet for a nap doesn't always work out good. So that's why I say try to sleep. I'll do dinner up there, and then yeah, watch a sunset, some city lights. Should be a good time up at the peak summit camp. And then tomorrow morning, wake up bright and early, and then have coffee, right? How you doing, buddy? Right, so have some coffee, and then breakfast, right? And then go back Jepson, right? And Charlton, stop, get some water, and then do Alta Diablo, Shields, Anderson, East San Bernardino, and then hike back to the car. So it's a San Bernardino Divide Trail, something like 27, 28 miles, anywhere from 6,500 to 8,000 feet of elevation gain, depending on the peaks. I'll post the route in Strava with all the details there, so you'll be able to check it out. But it should be a good time. It's always a good time. You. So there's an old little outpost right there, right? Picnic table. There's a pretty cool picture from the 70s over there too. So good times. Yeah, buddy. Chugging along. All right. Getting close to poop out now. Yeah, buddy. Look at these purple flowers. So pretty. And the bees. So we're coming up on Poop Out Hill in the wilderness boundary. But check this out. Right? San G. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Poop Out Hill. Yeah, buddy. There goes Grayback. That is the destination. Sugarloaf. Right? Poop Out Hill. Oh, what a good day. Yeah, buddy. All right, so we just left Poop Out. You can see old Grayback and why they call it old Grayback in front of us. Just the chutes right there. Definitely full of scree, and it looks pretty gray. So, yeah. I figured I'd give you a little fueling strategy. So, when I'm out hiking, I aim for like 500 to 750 milliliters of water like every hour. I mean, that should be ideal. So that's like half a liter, 3/4 of a liter an hour. Definitely if you're pushing a good pace, you should aim for that. So that would be, I don't know, a lot of water, right? So you definitely got to think about filtering water at that point, especially if you're at altitude, right? You don't want to like run out of water. You also don't want to get altitude sickness. And it's easier to become dehydrated at altitude, right? Because you're just sweating more. You get dried out. Your metabolism's working a little harder, right? The glucose metabolism and stuff, which requires water. So you're going to use a lot more water at elevation than at sea level. So I tend to just drink a lot. So definitely water's key. 500 to 750 mLs. And check your urine. If it's getting dark, you're way behind on your fluids, and you need to up it up a bunch. So yeah, aim for that. If you're sweating a lot, I like to do an electrolyte drink. So I carry a little powder. It has some glucose, some sodium, some potassium, and then I carry like a liter smart water bottle, and I use that for my electrolytes. And I hit one of those like every 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, something like that. Replenish the salts. and I make those pretty salty. So I mean, that could apply to biking as well, but biking is a little different. And then with food, I like to eat like every hour, some type of snack or something. So like a fig bar, gummy bears, you know, something carby, something sweet with the salt is pretty good. That, and then have a proper meal, like a lunch, at your destination with some protein, with some carb, some salts, right? Something that's appetizing. That's what I like to do, right? So that's my fueling strategy. Overnight fueling strategy. I don't know, as much as you feel comfortable carrying. Definitely want breakfast, oatmeal type stuff, powdered milk, granola, whatever you want. And then coffee. And then lunch, carby, protein, you know, usually recover. And then dinner, freeze-dried meal, something like that. You could go heavy the first night you're backpacking. So like smoked salmon and bagels, cream cheese, usually really, really good. Yeah, that's always good for the first day. So, and then a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? Definitely need water. So take that into consideration. Do your planning. Know your water sources. And plan like where you're gonna refill your water, and how much you need to drink between those stops. And if you're behind, catch up at that water spot, pound some water. If you're ahead, you know, you just need to fill up water, you know, and pee a lot. Fork in the road. We going to Dry Lake, which is that way. Yeah, buddy. All right, so tricky part is you got to cross the creek right here for Dry Lake. So don't forget the turnout. It's kind of obvious, but yeah, there's a sign. It says Dry Lake Trail. So now you know. Getting closer to Dry Lake. Yeah, buddy. All right, Dry Lake. So I think I gotta go that way because I need to hit the spring to filter some water. But yeah, Dry Lake. Walk around a little bit. There she is. Oh, Grayback and Dry Lake. All right, so we just left Dry Lake, and whew, man, it was a circus. There was like 30 kids, right? Some Christian camp or something. Super nice, but oh man. Glad I'm not camping there. So we filtered water and I cameled up. So I got something like almost 6 liters. Oh, it's so heavy. And we're at altitude, so I definitely feel it. So just chugging along. It's like 540. So I'm at like 9,300 feet. So Gorgonio's at 11,500. So I still got 2,200 feet to climb and a couple miles. Woo! But we'll get there. We'll get there. Definitely getting slower, taking more breaks. Altitude and heavy pack would do that to you. But there goes old Grayback. So that's a destination. Just right up there. Yeah, buddy. Chugging along. Don't look too bad now. Yeah, buddy. Got me some Pad Say You waiting for me at the top. Let's get it. All right, so we made it to this junction. I think you can see San Gorgonio up there. We're right about 10,000 feet. This is the 10,000 foot ridge, I guess. But the trail continues up that way. It's about 6:30 right now. Yeah, let's see what time I make it to the summit. Still got a couple miles to go. Pretty gnarly. C-47 crashed. All 13 aboard passed away. Yikes. That. Woo! All right. So update. I dropped my phone half a mile from the crash site, the plane crash. So I had to run back and find it. I found it, but it took me like a half an hour and made my legs pretty tired. So probably not gonna make Sunset Gorgonio since that's the sunset. But we should make it. All right, so I ran out of daylight, but check it out. Palm Springs, right? Beaumont, Redlands, the IE. Yeah, I'm almost to San Gorgonio. It's a lot harder with a pack and a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, you can't beat that. Look at that. I missed the sunset, but still epic. All right, as you can see from the signs, I made it to the summit. It's probably 9:10, something like that. So I didn't meet my 8 o'clock goal, but I did find my phone, so I'm stoked about that. So we're gonna go set up camp, pop a Benadryl, and yeah, we'll resume tomorrow morning. Shoo! All right, just woke up. It's about almost 6 o'clock in the morning. Making a little coffee and oatmeal. But yeah, slept at the summit, right? Which is right there. You can see the sign. Perfect. Right, but not too shabby view to wake up to. All right, so we camped at Summit last night. It's about, let me see, 6:30. Yeah, so we're gonna still try the 9 peaks. Back's a little iffy. Sleep was horrible last night, of course, at altitude. A little windy, but yeah, peak number 1, that one's easy. The rest are Jepson. You can see Charlton over there. That's gonna be number 3, I believe. So yeah, buddy. Alright, leaving Grayback, heading to Jepson. Came up that way, Sky High Trail. Alright, so we got a pretty good view of the 9 Peaks Traverse from here. You see that? Over there is Jepson. So we're gonna follow that ridge line all the way up to Jepson, drop down the backside down a little scree field, and then resume the trail. And then you can see Charlton, Little Charlton, and then Alta Diablo, Shields, Anderson, San Bernardino, all that stuff over there. So that's going to be the ridge we're hiking down. Get after it. All right. San Gorgonio Mountain, we done with you. Moving on. Jepson. Here's a little split to Summit Camp, Dollar Lake, Vivian Creek. You want to stay high and follow the ridge, so you're going this way towards Dollar Lake. All right, so this little peak right here is called Big Drop Peak. If you hit it, now make it 10 peaks. That's Jepson. That's Little Charlton. That's Big Charlton. You see Alta Diablo right there, and then Shields over there. So we're just gonna be following that. Bum bum bum. Let me stop at Big Draw. Peak number 2. Big Draw. Extra credit. Yeah, buddy. Grayback right there. Dragon's Head. San Jacinto. Right. There goes Jepson. Charlton, Little Charlton. We'll get there. I think the best way to get to Jepson, just leave the trail and cross country up. Same if you're coming down. Boom. It's the most direct approach. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so the cross country to Jepson is really cool. See, that's Jepson right ahead of us, because you're like right on the edge of the Gorgonio Bowl, which is pretty neat. You can see all the scree fields and other stuff like that. It's really, really good. You should get out here and do this. Super good. Look at this. I mean, come on now. All right, made it to Jepson, right, which was peak number 2 of the 9 Peaks Challenge, with Gorgonio being number 1 over there. But yeah, not a bad peak, right? So you can see Little Charlton right there, Alta Diablo, right, Shields, Anderson, and then the 2 San Bernardino peaks. So that's the ridge we're going to be following, bagging all those peaks. So yeah, super cool. Decided to dirt surf down this. So just a scree field. So I'm just skirting down it using the hill brake method. Right? Whoa. I mean, it's not the steadiest incline. So just get it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, buddy. All right. So we just descended Jepson, which is right there. And we're kind of in a little saddle area before going up Charlton. Or Little Charlton to Big Charlton. It's cross country. So the trail's just right there. But I'm gonna go up this way. Voila. So there goes Charlton Peak. I just came from Little Charlton, which is up behind there somewhere. So that would be peak number 4 of the 9 Peaks Traverse. All right, peak number 4, Charlton. You see Jepson, Gorgonio over there. And if you come over here, you can see Big Bear Lake. Nice. Charlton is probably my least favorite of the peaks. It's just kind of hard to navigate up here. It's all cross country, and then a lot of boulder hopping and scree and stuff. It's just not my favorite one. It's not a bad peak, but not my favorite. All right, heading down Charlton Peak. So that's peak 4 out of 9. So we just got Alta Diablo over there, Shield, Anderson, and both San Bernardinos, but you can see Big Bear over there. So pretty neat. Yeah, not looking forward to going down Charlton. I remember I went up it this cross country way last time and it just kind of sucked. So, all right then, made it to Dollar Lake Saddle. So we're gonna head up the divide trail right there. I came down this freaking scree talus field right here. Oh man, it was stupid. Just man, cut down, go straight south and reconnect to the trail. Don't go down that stupid direct route. Slipping, sliding. Oh, it was a mess. But yeah, keep it going. See, that's where I came down Charlton. Don't recommend it. Definitely don't recommend it. Okay, Alta Diablo Peak is a tricky one because it's just right off the trail right there, but you'll miss it if you just blow through it. You can see Big Bear Lake, right? Trail comes up here, bam, straight up to Alta Diablo. Alta Diablo Peak. It's peak number 5 of 9 of the 9 peaks traverse. There goes Shields and Anderson. SB Peak's right behind that. Big Bear Lake, right? And that's where we came from. Gorgonio, Jepson, Charlton, right? Woo, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, so we're right below Shields Peak. You can still see Big Bear Lake. Shields Peak is one of those cross-country ones. So you just pick a route off the trail, and you know, the peak is up there somewhere. So, you know, I'm about to do some scrambling off the trail, get up to Shields Peak. See you up there. All right, so this is the way to Shields Peak. We're almost to the top. But you can see, it's just like a boulder field, kind of hop to the top. Yeah, no direct route. You just pick your way, right, and get after it. So, yeah, buddy. Peak's just right there. Woo, buddy. All right, Shields Peak. Peak 6 out of 9. 9 peaks traverse. Big Bear Lake. Alta Diablo, and San Gorgonio. And there goes Anderson, peak number 7. Peak number 7 of 9, Anderson Peak. Boom. Yeah, buddy. All right, so this is a trail marker. San Bernardino East Peak is those rocks up ahead. But this is the San Bernardino unmaintained trail that goes down to Momire. So you could also come up that way and do the 9 peaks and then finish Vivian if you wanted to. You just got to backtrack a little bit, but then it saves you a shuttle. So that's an option. All right, that's the divide trail. It continues to San Bernardino. Put the fork right here. San Bernardino East Peak, number 8 of 9. East San Bernardino Peak. Shoo! You can see Gorgonio from whence we came. Charlton, Anderson. There's a San Bernardino unmaintained trail, goes down there. Forest Falls, right? The IE, Diamond Lake, and San Bernardino Peak. That's number 9 of 9. This is 8 of 8. Woo woo, getting there. San Jacinto. All right, that's peak 9 of 9 of the 9 peaks traverse. And now I just got to hike down San Bernardino trail to my truck. Out of water too, so there's a spring at Limber Pine about 2-3 miles down, so probably gonna have coffee there. And yeah, if you want to see what the descent of San Bernardino's like, I did a video on it, so just watch that. But yeah, enjoy, be safe, hike responsibly. I will say descending San Bernardino Peak instead of Vivian Creek is definitely a lot prettier. So there's a bench, view of Crafton. Oh, it's so good. Check out these flowers, all this Indian paintbrush, some chicolote. Oh man. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, definitely a lot better hiking down San Bernardino Divide Trail, going down San Bernardino Peak way. You got views for days and wildflowers. Yeah, buddy. Look at all this chicolote, right? And just the wildflowers. Look at that. Ah, yep. Even though I'm tired, this is the good way to come down. Check out this field of purple wildflowers. Look at this. I mean, I said I wasn't gonna film the descent, but dude, come on, look at that. So good. Alright, so we just finished. You can see the trailhead there. It was something like almost 31 miles. Oh, I underestimated that, but we're here. Only car in the parking lot is me. I don't recommend doing that, actually. In second thought, that was horrible. Don't do it.